November 24th, 1971. A man in a dark suit boards a plane in Portland, Oregon. 30 minutes later, he hands a note to a flight attendant. "I have a bomb." By the end of the night, he parachutes out the back of the plane with $200,000 and vanishes forever. No one knows who he was. No one knows what happened to him. This is the unsolved mystery of D.B. Cooper, Northwest Orient Airlines. Flight 305 was a short hop from Portland to Seattle, just 30 minutes long, 36 passengers, 6 crew members, and one man using the name Dan Cooper. He was around 40 years old, well-dressed, calm, professional. He sat in seat 18E in the back of the aircraft. He handed a handwritten note to flight attendant Florence Schaffner. At first, she thought he was flirting and slipped it into her pocket. But Cooper leaned closer and said, "Miss, you'd better read that. I have a bomb. I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want you to sit beside me." Florence sat next to him, calm, unsure. Cooper opened his case slightly. Inside were red cylinders, wires, and a battery. It looked real. He made his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck ready in Seattle. He warned her, if anything went wrong, he'd blow up the plane. She quietly relayed the message to the cockpit. Another flight attendant, Tina Mucklow, sat with Cooper to keep communication open. The pilots contacted air traffic control. The news reached Donald Nyrop, president of the airline. His decision: comply with Cooper's demands. Why? Because keeping it quiet was better for business. A hijacking could damage their reputation and their stock. So, while the money and parachutes were being prepared, the plane kept circling Seattle. What was supposed to be a 30-minute flight dragged into 3 hours. Passengers were told it was a minor mechanical delay. None of them knew a hijacking was in progress. At 5:46 p.m., the plane finally landed in Seattle. The FBI delivered the cash and 4 parachutes. Cooper released all the passengers and most of the crew, but kept Tina Mucklow and the pilots on board. The plane was refueled. Now, Cooper gave his next instructions. Fly to Mexico City at 10,000 feet, with flaps at 15 degrees, and keep the speed below 200 knots. Most importantly, keep the rear staircase unlocked. Only a Boeing 727 had that unique feature, a stairway that could open mid-flight. At 8:13 p.m., a light on the control panel flashed. The rear staircase had deployed. The plane suddenly tilted upward. The crew stabilized it, but Cooper was gone. When the plane landed in Reno, Nevada, FBI agents stormed in. Cooper had vanished, without a trace. All they found was his black clip-on tie, a few cigarette butts, and 66 unknown fingerprints. No parachute, no money, no Cooper. The FBI launched one of the largest investigations in U.S. history. They combed through forests, lakes, rivers. They traced every serial number on the ransom money, but Cooper was gone. In 1980, 9 years later, a boy camping near the Columbia River found a decaying bundle of $20 bills. Serial numbers matched the ransom, only $5,800, and no other trace ever surfaced. So, what happened to D.B. Cooper? Did he survive? Did he drown? Or did he get away with the perfect crime? After 45 years, they had no new leads, no name, no suspect, no closure. To this day, D.B. Cooper remains the only unsolved hijacking in U.S. aviation history. One man, one briefcase, $200,000 in cash, and a parachute into the unknown. So what do you think? Did D.B. Cooper survive the jump? Was he a genius who pulled off the perfect crime, or a desperate man who didn't make it? Drop your theories in the comments, and if you love unsolved mysteries, hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.